I would also, number two for a budgeting strategy is to make sure that you know yourself. Because when I coach my clients, I don't do a cookie cutter type of system. Like, I really listen to who they are, what their habits are, so that they can help themselves. And to kind of give you an example, for me, I like my Target runs. So if I go to Target and I have my card on me, it's not going to be pretty. So I kind of make a list of what I want. And then I kind of estimate how much I'm going to spend. And I take cash out and leave my card in the car. So I do not go over that limit that I set for myself, just so I can put a barrier between myself and my habits.
Over 50% of Black Americans are unmarried, and only 2% of Black families in America have a net worth over $1 million.
We are on our journey to not only join that 2%, but grow that 2%.
Facts. I'm Devon Truvel, creator of Black Wall Street, the board game, with my beautiful co-host.
I'm Sinclair, aka the Health Nerd. You can go to our website at them4show.com, our Instagram at them4show, and our YouTube channel at Melanated Married Millionaires in the Making.
And welcome to the M4 Show.
Okay, so if you've never budgeted before and to really kind of get your feet wet and to jump into it, number one thing is you have to know what was being done in the past so that you can make better decisions in the future. So the first thing I would suggest is to print out like the last 3 months of worth of your bank statements and review them. And I call this the highlighter method because I say gather up all your highlighter colors and assign each color a category so that when you go through each transaction, you just simply highlight it. It's actually pretty fun and therapeutic, like coloring in a coloring book. But when you see, it's really fun, I promise. But when you go through each transaction, you're just like, oh, okay, yeah, that's food. Okay, that's bills. Okay, maybe subscriptions. And when you take a step back and you look at all the colors, you can see what color you see the most, right? So it tells you what you're spending most of your money on, and then you're able to tally up how much you're actually spending on each category, and then you're able to analyze, okay, do I really want to be spending that much on that, or maybe I could spend a little bit more money here. And then I would also, number two for a budgeting strategy is to make sure that you know yourself. Because when I coach my clients, I don't do a cookie cutter type of system. Like, I really listen to who they are, what their habits are, so that they can help themselves. And to kind of give you an example, for me, I like my Target runs. So if I go to Target and I have my card on me, it's not going to be pretty. So I kind of make a list of what I want. And then I kind of estimate how much I'm going to spend. And I take cash out and leave my card in the car. So I do not go over that limit that I set for myself, just so I can put a barrier between myself and my habits. So it's really about knowing yourself so you can help yourself out in the future. So like,
hold on, that was really good. You said you put a barrier between you and your habits. Find that whole thing. That was really good. Go ahead.
Yeah. So really, I was reading a book and it's helping me understand habits. And so this is how I got to this conclusion. It's really about understanding that there is a trigger and then the habit and then the reward. So if you put a barrier between yourself and a trigger, or yourself and your habit, then you're able to then kind of like lessen the effects of that habit if it's a negative habit, especially.
Look, we're going to get right back into the amazing podcast. But if you didn't know, in 2017, we created Black Wall Street, the board game, because we thought more families needed to know about the history of Tulsa Black Wall Street. More families needed to know about the legacy of Black excellence left behind of Tulsa Black Wall Street, that we can own a Madam C.J. Walker Beauty Salon. We can have a Booker T. Washington High School. We can have an Uncle Steve's Barbecue. We can have a Renaissance man like Simon Berry, who had his own taxi service and bus service that got bought out by the city of Tulsa. We have brilliance in our DNA. We wanted to make sure that your family can play a game that teaches them about this brilliance. So we have Black Wall Street, the board game, right here. We had the first edition available in 2017. That got sold out. We're on the second edition right now, or you can get the beautiful masterpiece version of the game as well. It's up to you. Head to playblackwallstreet.com and get yourself Black Wall Street, the board game, to empower you, your family, and generations to come. Playblackwallstreet.com. Let's get back to the episode.
So when I go to my Target runs and I tend to overspend, I know what my triggers are. It's just really like going through and seeing all the beautiful things. And I'm like, okay, I need this and I need this. And I'm calling them my needs, but they're really just wants. And so I knew what was happening. I was spending and swiping my card because it's very easy. So in order to limit myself and put that distance, I said, okay, well, cash, once you run out, it's done. You don't have any more. So I was able to then kind of create this system for myself for when I went shopping to put a limit on it, take out something that was going to physically limit me, and then leave my card in the car. So I can definitely, continue to have that self-discipline that is set outside of myself. Because sometimes, you can make excuses and talk your own ear into doing what you know that you're not supposed to be doing.
Oh, that's a fact.
Very easy to
Target
do.
or Target has the whispers in the aisle.
Right.
Whispers.
Hey, girl. You know you need this lamp.
This lamp.
My house is fully lit. I need 0 lamps.
0. But that's really good. And was that from Atomic Habits? It sounds like Atomic Habits.
No, I'm looking on my bookshelf right now. It's the Power of Habit. I think that's what it's called.
Okay.
It's a similar
similar type of vibe
out in Atomic Habits. So that tells you it's the truth.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm like trying to think like, what can I use that for?
Right, that same method.
What do you do that when we go to restaurants?
Hello.
Oh, we also need to be careful though with inflation. We might end up washing dishes if we didn't bring up.
Right. That's why you leave it in the car, not at home.
I'll just be right.
Right.
Thank you for supporting the M4 show and our mission to increase the wealth of Black families.
If you received any value from this episode, any value at all, any, do us a favor and give us a like and subscribe on YouTube and Apple, Spotify, anything, all of them, all of them, wherever you're listening, go ahead and like and subscribe.
And after you like and subscribe, make sure you send this episode to at least one family that you really want to see win. We'll catch y'all next time. Peace.